Welcome everyone to another video. As you can see, I have started my workout journey again. But can I tell you that today's workout was very crucial and essential? I was letting out steam this morning. I know in this life everything is not rosy, but sometimes it just feels like things are being thrown at you way too much. Today was definitely one of those days, and because of that, we have a story time. Let me tell y'all how I had to leave this box of an apartment with an annoying landlord to my new place of peace. I ended my lease only 9 months in, and now I am lost of 12,000 cities. You heard it right. With that being said, let's get into this story time. Hello, family. Y'all see me sitting down like this, y'all already know I have a story for you guys. And I've been holding out to say this story for some time now because I was trying to finalize some stuff before I actually kind of really put it out there. But I got a message this morning and I was like, okay, it's time to finally just talk about this. And yeah, this is just one of those bad experiences here. I mean, I wasn't expecting moving here to be smooth and the best all the time. Of course, there's going to be stuff that's going to happen. But yeah, so I hadn't told you guys that I had moved yet because I was still finalizing some things with my previous landlord. So I kind of wanted to deal with that first before putting it out there that I moved. But I left there before I took my trip to the States. And I just had to go. From the time I had moved to my old place, there's just been one thing after the other. And it's just been a lot of complaints. Like, there was stuff that happened that I kind of let the landlord know, and she just was like, she didn't really care. But every other month, or every month I should say, not every other month, every month she has something to complain about me. And if I tell you guys these things, you're just gonna be like, what? This doesn't make any sense. But that's what it is. Before I even get deep into the story, I think what I really realize about landlords here in Ghana is the fact that once you get the place, once you enter the place, whatever, any damages, anything that ever happens to the place, they will put it on you. They will make it seem as if that they don't own the property. Mind you, they do. And even if you want to make any alterations or anything, you are supposed to let the landlord know. Cool. And if you're leaving, you're supposed to put everything back the way you found it. But while you're there and things are happening, they will literally make it seem as if that it's not their responsibility, it's yours because you're the one occupying the place. But mind you, if you go do something and you leave the place and they notice you did that, they'll be running to you and say that you did this damage and you did that, and why didn't you fix it? So let's get into the story. I moved there last year when I first literally, like, I landed and I went straight into the apartment because I had that all sorted out before I came. It was through a friend that I got to know about this person renting the place. And I really liked the environment because it wasn't an estate. I wanted somewhere quiet, cool, security wise and everything. The place was pretty decent. So I was like, cool. Mind you, the place is pretty small, but because of the location, because it's a prime location, she's charging based off of the fact that it's a prime location. Because that place was literally a box, but she's literally charging because it's right by East Legon, and it's in an estate, so that's why she's like pricing the way she's pricing. But that place was not even worth it one bit. It came with no ACs, fans that barely worked, plugs and sockets all over that was burnt, that wasn't working. She didn't even have a fan in the living room. I had to go buy that. Yeah, like, it's just, the place was just, there was really nothing. Like, she wasn't offering anything. Mind you, I have to literally bring everything there. Cool. I already had that idea that I had to buy everything because I've rented before my previous place, and like I had to do a lot too to that place as well. But when I was leaving, the landlord did not give me any issues because he realized I kind of actually upgraded his place. So of course he had nothing to really complain about. But this one, of course, Yeah, stay away from the lady landlords. I think they're worse than the guys, honestly. But yeah, so I moved into this place. Of course, I did my shipment. You guys saw that video where I shipped all my stuff. So I literally brought everything to the T, filled the place up, made it look gorgeous. Always kept it clean, but this lady always had a story. Every month, I got a phone call, I got a text. She needs to talk to me about something. Why is this here? Why did I do this? I was even accused of messing up her plant because of a ladder that was placed incorrectly by workers that she brought to the house, and they put the ladder in the wrong place, and it broke her plant, and she blamed it on me. Mind you, if you guys see the ladder, I can't even pick up the ladder, but I was accused for moving the ladder. So that was my biggest issue with her, is that she would never ask. She would just already assume and accuse me for doing it. And then after, when I explained to her, then she's like, oh, okay. And even after that, no apology came after that. It was just, I was accused month after month after month. Like, I want to say like 2-3 months into moving to that place, there was really, really bad rains, and I came home one day. I was literally with Precious. She's my witness. We came to the house, and the second bedroom that I wasn't really using at that time, because I had just moved, like I had just fixed the other rooms. I was staying in there. I was staying in the master room. I go into the place, and the whole place is soaked, flooded. I'm talking about, like, we had like a full mop bucket of water that when we scooped out of the place. Mind you, I have stuff in that room, so my stuff got wet. I called this landlady for her to come and see the damage. This lady was like dumbfounded. Oh my God, what? Nobody's ever told me this place has flooded. Guys, I'm talking about, if you look at the wall, all you see is watermarks all around, and you can tell that that place has been flooded. The place is a waterlogged area. This lady made it seem as if like she didn't never ever got a report that water has come into that place. She's like, oh, I'm gonna get it fixed. I'm gonna get it fixed. Never got it fixed. Second time, it flooded again. I told her again. She's like, you sure? Did you close the windows? Because I feel like you leave the windows. I said, I'm not in that room, so there's no windows open. This lady said that I left the windows open, blah, 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 blah. So she's going to get a carpenter to fix something on top of the window, so that when the rain falls down, it will flow over it and not onto, onto the louver, so it seeps into the room. Guys, that never happened. I was in that place for 9 months, and that never happened at all. So every time it was time for her to do something, it was never done. Fast forward to just literally a few weeks before I was leaving the place. We had a leakage in the poly tank. Mind you, when I first moved to that place, the poly tank already had a leak. And she told me about it and told me she was going to get some people to check it out. The people came, and they told her that what they needed to be done, and she never did it. So it was not until that time I realized that every time our water gets filled, so the Ghana water comes on every like Saturday or Sunday, it fills up the tank, and it usually lasts us to the following week, and then the tank gets filled up again. I'm now noticing that my tank was empty in like 2-3 days. So I was like, what is going on? So I go back there myself to go and check, and realize that the water is leaking. So my water is finishing. Mind you, when the water bill comes, I'm gonna split with this lady. A bill that I've never even seen. She just tells me this is how much I owe, and I just pay it. So I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, you know what? Let me just message her and let her know, see if she can get one of her guys to come out. So I sent her a nice message. Hey, the tank, I realize it's leaking really bad now. Can you get your guys to come out and check the place? You know this lady's response, y'all? It's not my responsibility to fix the tank. Anyways, I should have been charging you for the usage of the tank, or you should have brought your own tank. I have never, ever heard that in a million years from anybody that's ever told me that their landlord charges them for using their tank, or tells them that they need to bring a tank when they're moving into the apartment. Like, so from every apartment I'm going, I'm just supposed to be carrying the tank from one apartment to the next. Like, make it make sense. This is the response I got from the lady. And the crazy part is that I wasn't even going to tell her to pay for anything, because I knew she was giving me that response because she didn't want to pay. But it was not the fact that I wanted her to even pay. I just wanted her people to come out, because they have dealt with the tank already. They know what to do. So it will make sense that it will be from your side of the people to come check it out. And then we can talk about the payment later. That was the response. So these are the type of responses I got from this lady on a consistent basis. She has even accused me to the point of saying that I'm not making the place safe because of my guests that are even coming into the house. This lady has stories for days. Like, I was like, what makes you think that I'm going to bring random people into my house just because, like, I don't know that you live next door and like safety matters? Like, what is this? The biggest issue I had with her was plumbing. So months into living there started to be a smell, and I realized that my toilet wasn't flushing properly. So I informed her that I think, something is wrong with the toilet. Can she get her plumbers to come out to come and check it? Plumbers came out to come and check the toilet. It has like its own little tank, and that's what I guess when you flush, it seeps through there and then it goes into the septic tank. That's the main big tank that everything from the toilets from my place to her place seeps into the tank. They open up the tank, and this she calls me and tells me that I have clogged the tank with condoms and sanitary pads. Yeah, y'all heard me. Condoms and sanitary pads. And it's so choked that they have to clean it and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, wow. I was like, I didn't even fight it. I was like, first of all, I wouldn't, I'm not going to do that. But mind you, she had told me that she had a guy that used to live there before I just moved in, and she claims, quote unquote, she had cleaned that tank before I moved in, which I do not believe. I'm pretty sure she never cleaned it when the guy was there and when I came, and that's why that tank was clogged up. Anyways, fast forward, I pay for the payment for them to do it, whatever they have to do. Now a week, I leave, I move out, like ending March, right? I move out ending March. April. Now we're in April. She calls me the first week of April and tells me that she's starting to smell something in the back, and now she's smelling the septic tank. They've opened the septic tank, and when they open it, they realize that the septic tank was also full and clogged up with condoms and sanitary pads. And this lady is constantly accusing me, like, why am I doing this? Why am I keep clogging the toilets up? And I'm like, what are you implying? Like, am I running a brothel in your house that I have condoms stuck up in the toilet and I'm putting sanitary pads? Like, excuse me to say, how many times am I menstruating in a month for me to stock up so much sanitary pads in the freaking toilet? So that was the response I gave to her. And she told me that, well, she has to take care of that. So she's going to minus that out of my security. I said, no problem. Then she says that I left the windows of the whole place dirty. So she's going to pay for someone to come and clean all the windows. I said, I hear you. No problem. So because I left the place before my lease, she now owes me 3 months of rent plus a month of security. I have been in contact with this lady since I've traveled. Like, hey, every month I'm like, I haven't heard from you. She's like, still no one has taken over the place. I haven't heard from you. Still no one's taken the place. I'm back now. I decided to message her and I was like, hey, I have not heard from you. It's 3 months. What's going on? She tells me, well, my tenancy agreement is up. I said, so what is that supposed to mean? You still owe me 3 months of money and my security. I said, what happens to my security? She's like, oh, I'm going to send you a list of things that I had to take care of, and that came out of your security. I didn't respond. Lo and behold, this morning I get up, I check my phone, and I get a list from this lady. This lady has sent me a list of things where she's recharging me for things that I paid already. First of all, she's recharging me for the plumbing, the first plumbing that was done, which I paid already. She's charging me for water bills that I paid already. She's charging me for a monthly service fee. I know I do owe her for that. No, actually, she's charging me for monthly service fee for the month of March. Mind you, she always takes that money in the beginning of the month. So, and I left the ending of the month. So I paid her that money. She charged me saying that she changed the sockets all over the house. So she's charging me for that. Mind you, when I came in, all the sockets were pretty much dead. She's charging me for repainting the place. And I'm like, I never even touched the place. Because I know here in Ghana, if you paint the place a different color, you have to either paint it back or give the money to the landlord for them to paint it back to the original color that was there. I never changed the color of that place. I just left it as it is. And now she's charging me for repaint. Mind you, you're repainting for the new tenant that's coming in. Why is it coming out of my money? Cool. She's charging me for the plumbing work that they did after a week after I moved out. Whatever. I'm not even fighting that. You want to charge me for it because you claim that I clogged the septic tank too? Cool. I'll pay for it. But this lady has list upon a list upon a list. She even charged me for cleaning fee. Mind you, I cleaned that place from top to bottom, spick and span. I spent a whole day cleaning that place after I moved all my stuff out. She claims that she paid for cleaning people to come and clean. So at this point, I just realized that she has no plans on giving me a dime. So she's going to find every freaking excuse, every reason to find a way not to pay me my money. And that's what I'm dealing with, guys. And I was literally so frustrated this morning. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave her in the hands of the Lord at this point. Because if I go back and forth with this lady, she will give me a heart attack. There's so many times that I was so close from being out of character because of how she just talks. Like, she talks very demanding, very rude. Like, sometimes she talks to me as if I'm a child. I'm like, but when it's time to collect your rent, you're not, I'm not a child then. You know how to talk to me to get your money, right? Cool. She has literally frustrated me. That's the reason why I even left early, guys. I could have stayed. Honestly, I could have stayed till my lease was done. But I was like, if I stay any longer in that place, I'm going to disrespect the crap out of that lady. We're gonna have serious problems at that point because she was really, really getting on my last nerves. And I was like, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore. My original plan was to leave my stuff there, and then when I return back from the States, I'll find a place and move out because I'm in Ghana. All it really is just money. You have money, you can find a place within the next day if you really want to. And I could have done that. I could have returned back and then just quickly moved my stuff out to a new place. But I just didn't want, I didn't want my stuff there. I didn't want anything to do with the lady. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to move out before I even, before I travel out. And I'm glad I did. And I had a feeling that she was going to try her best to not pay me. So I just sent her a really, really lovely message. You know what type of message I sent her, guys. I sent her a really nice message. And I told her just she should forget about it. She shouldn't contact me. She shouldn't say anything to me. I've blocked her everywhere because I just don't even want to hear her response because I know whatever she says, she's going to constantly defend the fact that I still owe her money. But mind you, she's the one that owes me money. I've just left her in the hands of the Lord, guys, at this point because I feel like whatever I do is not even going to be enough damage as what the Lord can do to her. So I just leave her in the Lord's hands, and he'll deal with her. He would gladly deal with her because I just I don't get how people can just be like that, like really cheating people in that sense. She knows that she's being super unfair. She knows that she's being a thief at this point, but I'm just gonna let her be. But that was part of the reason why I moved. I know you guys are wondering wait, why she moved? Yeah, I had to get out of there. I had to get out of there because I don't think the next time I was to see that lady, it would have been a nice time because she's one of those people that would really put you out of character. So that's my story with that. And the only thing I can say to you guys, advice I can give to you guys is when you come here, or if you're currently here and you're looking for a new place, please sit down with your landlords and ask them, what are they covering? What do they take care of? You need to have clarity of that and it needs to be written down and signed, and you guys need to have that understanding because I let things rock and I was like, oh, whatever, I'll take care of it. No, I'm not doing that again. For this new place I'm at, it's multiple people in the building. So even when there's an issue, there's all of us fighting. So, we're united as a team. So we'll make sure the landlord needs, whatever needs to get done, it gets done. And I think it's easier that way because there's more of us. But I'm granted, I pay more for this place, but this place I'm at, I'm getting way more. ACs, fans, backup generators, security guard, garbage gets everything. I feel like I deserve and I need for my place. I'm paying for it, but I'm at peace. And I think that's the most important thing, and that's why I left there. Because where you lay your head at, if there's no peace there, like everything else in your life just becomes just messed up. I would literally come to work almost every day upset because of this lady. So I prioritized my peace and I left. And I guess for my peace, I lost money in the process. But it is what it is because karma's a bee and God don't like ugly. And that's all I can really say. But yes, please keep this in mind, guys, when you are renting. Even when you're renting stores, you need to have a clarity of what the landlord provides and what he's supposed to do when things damage and things like that. Because these landlords here, they think they slick. They always trying to like make money off of people and find ways to avoid paying certain things. So get the clarity, let you have it written down, let it be signed, and most importantly too, please don't lock your place down in dollars, guys. Don't pay none of these landlords dollars. Avoid the landlords are charging in dollars because they try to be slick as well too. Because only that the dollar rate is up, everyone that pays in dollars is suffering. Everyone. So that's another piece of advice for you guys too as well. Well, that's my story for today. It wasn't a good one, but I'm glad I was able to tell you guys and get it off my chest. And I'm over it. I'm in a new place, better place, and now I know what to do and what not to do. But yeah, that's my story time, guys. And see you on another video.